characters. Osa has been banned one time prior to this matchup, so it's not a first. But as we saw in the bank matchup that
10 seconds
just
to
preceded
insertion.
this, there's obviously a place for Osa at this point.
5 seconds left.
Oh, there absolutely is. Same for Monty, very common operator
must
to play on
locate and
Clubhouse,
defuse the
but
bomb.
I wouldn't say the same for Clash, so Mirage might have some scrim insider knowledge or something, like expecting them to play that particular operator, or they just say we don't want to deal with it. Either way, Valkyrie's open, Mirage open, Asami's open, a lot of goody operators on defense here to start things off, and it's M80 who starts on defense, so they're gonna like that. And they brought 2 of those 3 operators out in the first round, this basement bomb site so far, in the Mira and the Asami. We'll see if Mirage can deal with the ABCs of Clubhouse, because this map really tests your fundamentals as a team. You gotta do the roam clear, set up the flanks, you gotta hold the map itself, do verticality, set up the bomb site, and then go for that side execute as well. What I'm trying to say is that there are so many stages to a round on Clubhouse because there's so many small details you gotta deal with and a lot of steps to make mistakes or to get punished by the opposing team.
It's been a while since we've seen a Clubhouse.
Yeah. It's our first in stage
Attackers
2,
have located a
I
bomb.
believe.
I mean,
least
I'd have
for
to go
NAL.
through all the maps that we've casted, but to the top of my mind, yes, it is indeed the first.
Yeah.
There's Slothy in on Thatcher, and you can hear the Nitro Cell not too far off. There he goes. Gomez destroying Slothy. At least one of those breaches got to go down, but that's all you got for EMPs. No pocket EMPs available. Mirage had put all of their eggs into Thatcher's basket, and then M80 blew up the basket. So...
Yeah, and this is, I spoke about all those, like, steps to these rounds. Yeah, droning bottom main stairs for a pre-play C4 is one of those very small details that can very quickly punish you if you skip that step, and that's exactly what happened. Slothy, of course, had EMPs, but just didn't have the information that there was a C4 downstairs below the floorboard, so he couldn't have known any better. It does mean, however, there's no C4 for Plant tonight. That's gonna fail the attacks of Mirage.
Oh, wait, the first to die for M80. Oh, a nice nade tossed on in, and there goes Iconic as well. Mirage posted up, bottom of blue, looking for the cross, but Vertical's just ultimately not fast enough on the trigger. Fast enough to get into position, though. Down goes Kino. M80 adopting a bit of oddities with their names. Diaz playing back of Arsenal. A 1v3. Finds his first kill onto Kansan. Here's the case get opened up. But M80's in position to stop him and cut him off before he can get towards Church. There's a ping over by Blue that Diaz sees, and here's the gunfire from inside of Church, but you have to choose. Which angle do you want to go after first? Just too many to cover. Mirage might have lost Slothy early on, but the rest of the team gets the job done. And their very first round, their very first attack, in fact, is successful.
I really like the just like the 1, 2, 3, let's go for Mirage, and it just seemed to have caught M80 completely off guard. I mean, they didn't really fight back. Kino died looking the wrong way, a nade kill also happened prior to that. So seemingly with very little effort, Mirage, they find 2 picks, and they don't stop going at that point because you might as well keep on going. You got that small open, that small time where defenders have to reposition based on the areas that they lost, and they took full advantage over that fact. Now M80 are mostly known for how lethal they are in the server, and playing the basement bomb sites is not necessarily the site where you can move around a lot and take those engagements. You gotta play the game very strategically and structured. So from a playstyle perspective, I actually do believe that M80 they can benefit a lot more from playing Gym, CCTV, and the bar bomb side. But of course, statistics are also a thing, and player comfort, and that basement bomb site off Clubhouse is where a lot of players and teams like to go first and they like to prioritize. But perhaps in this map, it might not be the right call for M80. You also have some key operators open available to you. You got the Valkyrie, again, you gotta move around, and you got Asami. the strongest operator to play the catwalk rafters of Garage, where Gomez is playing on Asami right now, because those keeper barriers will essentially make it a complete fortress like this. Like, how are you gonna clear out Gomez here? Then you got one Midas being tossed out from Diaz as well, so Gomez's position keeps being reinforced by his teammates. And again, Kabutow from Sloppy is a great option here, but that's why you play the Omai and not the Jaeger, because the discs will capture the bolts as well as grenades and flashbangs, whereas the Jaeger discs would not interact with the Kabutow gadget at all.
Breach immediately opened the wall, getting directly into CCTV. Now gives Mirage nice viewpoint in. They can continue to exert their influence for the remaining 2-ish minutes. Only smokes on the board for them come through the Kabutow, an operator that we've now seen on all 3 of the maps that have played today. It's nice to see that Kabutow, as much as he might not be in the meta, that he still has a role. Niche operators are fine, in my opinion. Not every single operator needs to be viable on every single map at every single bomb site. Slothy needs to stay alive, and this is actually a difficulty for Slothy, especially if you've watched most of the Mirage games. You'll know that Slothy has some challenges making it past the first minute to a minute and a half. We saw it actually in the very first round. He was the first casualty.
Not sure that Ash Charge went to really hit the mark, and Gomez has to make a play. He jumps over the railing. Hello? What? He's got utility.
It's flying Gomez, Nick.
What?
2 players down, turns his back over towards Secret, and now looking towards that garage door.
Deploying magnet.
Gomez under drone, under watch. This is just desperation. Twisting and turning. Slothy was one of the first to die, by the way, at the hands of Gomez. So will the smokes have any impact? The answer is no.
Oh man, I can't believe it. I mean, you got AD, you got Midas, you got the 4 keeper barriers, you got the crossfires, 7. You just jump over immediately, no hesitation whatsoever. Gets the double kill and he escapes. And this is the thing, Diaz was also on the catwalk rafters the entire time, and he's stuck around. So they still have catwalk control for now. Magnet catches the grenade, but I think Diaz is, he's dead.
Spiker taking out Diaz, numbers back into a 3v3. Gomez still alive. Ace watch, as we can call it. No, in terms of like all 5 kills, not the caster and not the player and not the operator. In case anybody's confused by it. 15 seconds, and boy oh boy, this isn't the pace so you'd think that Mirage would want to be setting. Kino will smoke off CCTV, hands it on a single point of HP. Planting through the floor, they've got some marks, and that's good enough to drop him. Nitro Cell goes, Spiker dropping down. Time ultimately running out. No clue how many players were still left in that round. What an absolute mess those final 10 seconds were, breaking any rules, which is quite impressive. I mean, obviously, I just read that at a quick glance. I could be completely misinformed, but if that's the case, we stan an artist who is in solidarity with the working class. Not talking about politics. We're back in. Apparently, the decision is that we are not replaying the round. So we will go full steam ahead with round number 3. We got a rehost, though. As you can see, all the stats wiped clean. We'll get underway. M80 going back onto defense
before insertion,
as they were when we left. Their first attempt at this bomb site fell short in round number 1, Nick. It's the second time for M80 to fix things
attackers must
and not lose Church Arsenal.
Yeah, I am actually surprised they opt to go for this bomb set, because I honestly thought that Bar or Jim was going to be up next, especially given how well CC played out. I do like, a retrial where you will just not make the same mistakes as last time. I really like the Jaeger and Wamai here to just bunker up, because grenades were a problem last time they attempted the bomb site. They did die to a grenade. The second one did a bit of damage as well. But the question mark here lies on what's M80's goal and plan for their first minute and 30 seconds, because they have 0 roaming presence, Mike and Gather. No one's peeking up the staircases, no one's killing drones in garage, no one's like shown their face in master bedroom, and that just means the attacker's gonna take map control extremely quickly. I mean, they have full map control on the roam, that is, in the first 30-40 seconds. And I think the strength of basement bomb sites is that the bomb site itself is very strong, sure, but if you give the attackers all the tools and all the time and all 10 drones to like deal with that, all of a sudden yeah, your strong bomb side is met by an equally strong force on the attacking side. I think you gotta go up those staircases, kill a few drones, slow them down, make them a little bit hesitant to like progress on this map. So Mirage actually think they're in a great position here. You know, Hibana is open available. They got Thatcher to counter possible Kaid. I think Mirage and so operator picks have done a great job at choosing exactly what they want to deal with any problem that might come into their way. But the thing is, M80, they're not really putting any problems in their face. Not until they hit the bomb site itself.
It's a little brazen to go on cams inside a kitchen knowing that you could get nitro celled from below. I take a deep breath every time I see somebody enter a sledge or a buck inside a kitchen knowing that it could be a step or two away from almost certain death. Hard destruction working out on the church wall, also opening up the hatch inside a kitchen. That was a botched nitro cell tossed out by Gomez. Cans it had opened up the church wall, but most of it gets plugged by a Kiba barrier. They'll take care of it with those X-Kairos, and now more of the wall will get opened up, and there goes the dance with the Azami. Kiba barrier go out. No, it's an impact to stop the Selma from being able to drop. Iconic spearheading this hold. 30 seconds remaining. Grenades from Mirage raining out towards blue. They were successful before. Not this time, though. Will they peek vertical? On the ground, he's got a good lineup. He's just a couple inches above their head. Cans it a pick onto Iconic. That frees up Rampy to march into church. Down goes Vert over towards blue. Diffuser getting planted by Spiker. M80 now swinging on these targets. Timer continuing to run low. Watching over that diffuser. M80, though, clobbering Mirage, and it was a 3v3 that M80 wins every single gunfight of. Back-to-back victories for the defenders, and M80 gains the lead. What is that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is that? I'm not entirely sure.
Like Raza, the Team Liquid like streamer, but it looks like you're bald.
Yeah, it does look like bald Raza.
Good lord.
I mean, I'm very impressed with M80. It looked like that round was kind of slipping away because Mirage, they keep getting those really lethal entries just out of nowhere. They get a kill, they follow through, the bomb goes down. But M80, they can play the strat side of Siege, and they can very well also play the gunfight side of things. They have a very... I mean, they're so comfortable in taking gunfights. We see it right there. They let them plant. They relocate in blue. They establish that crossfire. They basically like fight Rampy a little bit by geo-peeking the mirror window. Rampy runs out of bullets, has to go to a shotgun, and then Rampy becomes a free kill for them effectively. And then guess what? No one's really covering the planter because that was Rampy's job. So it almost felt like M80 almost baited that in. And they got themselves into a bad position, Mirage that is, where they thought they were doing just fine, but they really weren't. Gomez with 3 kills to make that shift back into their favor. Then Kino with Jaeger shotgun on basement clubhouse gets a double kill.
Bomb.
God, I love this free cam. Our handsome observer, Easy, showing us the various parts of the exterior of Clubhouse. He's so
most handsome. He is
so handsome.
I had lunch with him, Jesse, and Jacob, and I was so distracted. You know, we bought food, but I was just looking at him, and I lost my appetite. I felt full just looking at that guy. So beautiful, so handsome. It's a great afternoon.
He's the kind of guy who looks in the mirror and gets lost in his own eyes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Recharge the point.
The best part is that he can hear us and also respond to us, and he can say things in our ears that we can't repeat on broadcast as he swears at us for making a fool out of him. But it's not, we're not. 1 minute of this round, and it's a Jim bedroom take. First time this bomb site is showing up between these two teams.
Special charge.
M80 opted to go to church a second time after they lost it in round number 1. They looked much better the second time around. This is typically the bomb site where we see teams on defense lose out. You expect a successful church hold. You expect a successful CCTV hold. Though honestly, CCTV cache starting to be picked less. That stage bomb site down on the main floor showing up more and more, especially in international competition. But we haven't witnessed a ton of Clubhouse, so maybe things are switching back to the way they were, just as when we saw in Bank earlier. teams opting to make that Teller's Archives the tertiary bomb site instead of going upstairs to CEO. Who knows?
I know it's a basic thing to talk about, but Mirage doing such a great job at choosing the operators with care. They run the Thermite specifically for this Germ attack because they need those walls to be opened up for easy entry points. Not a vault, not a crouch wall, no. They gotta sprint into these walls and aggress when they need to. The issue is, right now that's the stronghold, but Vert gets a great kill on Diaz because he swings out.
Well, they trade. Nobody really gains anything from it. Lose a sledge, lose a warden, now lose a Valkyrie. Nitro Cell goes out, down goes the Thatcher. Coming to blows very quickly on Kansan, reading into the play from M80, eviscerating him. It's just Iconic left, as well as Kino.
Jackson dropped the bomb diffuser.
Kino inside the site, making some serious noise, navigating those Kiba barriers, which give him some protection, but he peeks a little bit too overzealously. And Vertical's all too happy to end his position,
15 seconds to go.
end his play. Now it's Iconic to wait by the window, but he looks at the wrong angle, puzzling. M80's usually better than the final 10 seconds of that round. Mirage answers back, tie game.
I've seen this now a couple of times today where players are like leaning the wrong way, if you will, because Iconic was leaning to the right, which is like the same angle that Ian is going to swing you from. So if you lean left in that case, you'll see your opponent faster because you lean in the quote-unquote correct way. I've seen it 2 or 3 times today, and it doesn't typically happen, at least not from what I noticed, but either way, small detail. Another chaotic round there between these two teams where it just comes to blow in that last 30 seconds, and I'm very surprised at M80. They're almost like refusing to extend out around the map and take in these confrontations. I honestly expect them to just like be in Mirage's face, roam as much as possible, play the Solace, run around the map as much as they want to, essentially. And there could be a reason for why they're not doing that. This could simply be a choice that they've made where they saw Mirage's previous games in the NAL and they thought that, oh, these guys' problem-solving skills are not that great. So we're just gonna sit back, they'll struggle, and they'll win these rounds because of their failure to problem-solve. But Mirage have done a great job at figuring out what to do. They take the map quickly because there's no resistance, they don't lose many drones early in the round, and their bomb set executes are very clean. They go with one another, they always find the entries. Kansan, we saw in that last round, super effective inside of office, finds those skills, open things up. But we've also seen Mirage attack CCTV against basically this exact lineup where you got like the Asami and the Wamai playing catwalk rafters. And last time that was Gomez just jumping over the ledge, just picking up 2 kills. And that should not happen again. Oh, Sloppy. Ooh.
Well,
You said it, Parker.
shouldn't happen again, but guess who it is?
Yeah.
And guess where they are?
Did he just...
Gomez in regulation
Attacker's
uniform
bomb
this
diffuser
time.
has been dropped.
Down goes Slothy. And it's funny because the last time, this is an exact mirror of what we saw before, exact replay, not a mirror. He said, okay, well, Slothy's going to be running the only set of smokes, but he can't die first. And this has been the great difficulty with Slothy on this Mirage team, is that it seems like Slothy has so many needless early deaths. It happens again, and it's a very utility-heavy operator this time.
Yeah, and his role is, you know, he's not an entry. He's not supposed to try and find these engagements, and frankly, I'm not sure if he's choosing to or not. Kino almost just one-tapped Spiker through the floor, but hit the shoulder instead, which takes a bit of damage. And you can see Mirage now kind of running around the map being like, what do we do? We're supposed to go Garage. We can't quite do it now, but we can't go elsewhere, so maybe we try anyway? I mean, they have 3 flashbangs and 2 grenades, and they got EMPs they can try and, you know, work with as well, but they gotta hit some nasty shots here to clear out Gomez cleanly. Otherwise, oh, that's something. Well, that works.
They take the fight right to him and flush him out of his position upstairs on rafters. Suddenly, Garage is in control of Mirage. Have they droned it out? That's the real question. You can hear the sound of a drone nearby, but Rampy seems to suspect that there's still somebody playing on that catwalk position. No flank through oil just yet.
Yeah, it's a very slow pace. Maybe like no one's responding to Gomez dying or fighting on the rafters. They're playing very far back. I mean, they have 2 C4s, 1 impact in pocket, 3 toxic babes. Time is 35 seconds here, so they're happy to burn down the clock.
EMP goes out in case there's a nitro cell underneath. Information was had by M80 last time this exact encounter went through. Spiker finds a second kill.
Defender has been
Mirage
discovered.
continuing to go on the board. Spoit running outside, giving his position away. They can do basic arithmetic. They know the numbers on the bomb site. Now it's up to Kansan to get that diffuser down and is doing so quite successfully. Another kill from Spiker. Diffuser does not go off. M80 right now in the driver's seat. As the clock continues to run away, Spiker looking for a fourth kill. He's going to get it. A fifth could be there as well. But Spoit won't give it to him just yet. No, he peeks on in. The diffuser's still going down. The round is still active. We don't know who won. I think M80 won.
Okay, got it.
Here we go.
Bomb diffuser disabled by defenders.
Chaos.
Very cool.
Defenders win.
Absolute chaos. I mean, again, it seems that M80, they are like allergic to take these fights. They give them the entire bomb set, and again, there's a good reason for it. They want to give Mirage the bomb site. They have 2 C4s, 3 Toxic Babes. They have the Valkyrie camera for intel. But this time, Mirage, they actually clear out the camera. They push on deep. And then you saw there was a bit of panic there from M80. They could not find the guy planting. So Iconic and Spoit, they throw a C4 each. They kind of gamble and guess where that might be. One of them hit the mark on the planter. Spiker, massive round for him, but couldn't get this final call right here. The pistol swap. This is not a favorable confidence. Spoit, he's just too good. I mean, to be fair, Kansan just came off the plant, didn't have a lot of time to turn around, but still, a huge clutch for Spoit, a huge round from M80, and they put themselves up for a possible, at worst case, 3-3 half. If not, they take it 4-2.
I think there's been promising signs from both of these teams. This is not the blowout that I think some fans of M80 expected, Nick. Given the way that they are positioned in the standings, you'd think that for M80, a lot of this would be a cakewalk, but maybe it's an attacker-sided clubhouse, and M80 is just battling uphill, and we'll see them run away with it when they swap sides. That's really all I can think about. Mirage have steadily improved as a team, even if the results don't necessarily show it. Again, you've got new players coming onto the roster, you've got coaching changes that come in. You're gonna need some time to gel. As for M80, they've looked like one of the best teams in the world, and certainly their position in the standings shows that they're one of the best teams in NAL right now. But some of their victories haven't come easy. As of right now, and it's obviously something that could very quickly change, it looks like this one won't come easy either.
Oh, they're doing good. I think the big thing of doing well, I think Mirage just, they've been so quick to incorporate everybody into their respective roles, where you can look at this roster and be like, who should play what role exactly? Because, you know, we've seen Vert on various rosters being like, okay, he's been playing Flex, he's been playing Vert, he's been playing Entry and Second Entry and Rampy, same story for him. But I think they have a good read on things. And I think they are trying to utilize every single player to the max potential and doing so quite successfully. Doing the roam clear, or not the roam clear rather, the utility clear rather. Flashbangs, nades go out, but again, when you have Jaeger and Lomai stacked up in the same area, it's very hard to clear out all the pieces of utility required to do so.
Bomb located by
They do have 3 EMPs in Sloppy's pockets, so I feel like they could have done a bit better there to save the flashbangs and save those grenades, enable them to do some damage, because now they're in a dire position. But they're also dealing with the Kaid. Iconic was triggering the hatches, making life difficult for Mirage, but they got the hatches opened up. They got the ADSs cleared out as well, got a minute and 10 to work with, and now their eyes are now going towards the dirt tunnel of all things. Seems like Mirage want to apply as much pressure as possible from every single direction and keep everybody guessing as to what the push will actually look like in the final moments of this round. Dirt tunnel covered by Kino and Jaeger shotgun, that's gonna be hard to clear, and the rest of the bomb site is covered by the rest of the M80 cast and a single C4 on Iconic, so not a lot of plant and eye to go down if Mirage attempt to plant the diffuser.
These rounds are just flying by. Would have been a nice shot by Diaz through the hatch, but every now and then somebody goes for it. Doesn't work. Trepidation from Mirage. Everybody's still alive with 20 seconds left on the clock. Things are about to get especially messy. Gomez the first pick. Good by Kansan. Damage being done now as Mirage jump into the bomb site.
10 seconds to go.
Boarding party, but M80 stopping them every step of the way. A single kill for Slothy. That's all that prevents M80 from getting a flawless round We get it, Kino.
Every
4-2
round.
the first half. Side swap goes in. Mirage, the looks on their faces, not particularly overjoyed with where they're at. Can't blame them. Frustration. Now Mirage gets to go on to defense. Clubhouse is historically a very defensive favored map.
It all comes down to how well you are, or how good rather you are at attacking, because I'd argue in Clubhouse that if you can attack perfectly every single round, it is massively in favor of the attacking side, because there are so many small things you can change up round by round to kind of approach the exact same bomb site differently. Even for like this spaceman execute, dirt, no dirt, kitchenette, no kitchenette, church push, do you attack blue? So every single round you just change one small thing up, but it has a huge impact on the outcome of that round. And I feel like the way that the final round in the first half played out for M80, like crazy their flawless defense by not really doing anything, is how they expected more of the rounds to go. But Mirage have been so good at finding small gaps and fighting back. It's how they found their two attacking victories rather. But now the side swap comes into effect. Mirage on defense on this basement hole to start things off with a very heavy roam. The castle, the Legion, the Capcan, Solace. They want to be everywhere all at once, but also deny intel from M80's entry drones. Now the question is, the attackers going to contest with the roam, try and clear them off the map, or will they simply say, you know what, hit the side, walk down main stairs, pop down a hatch, go into dirt tunnel. Both things are hard. The bomb set is hard to break, but so is the roam. No Jackal, no line on the board for M80, but they do have the Dokkaebi to help make things easier once they actually get a foothold and they can start using that Dokkaebi call to hear where those defenders are playing from.
There's first blood. Drawn by M80. They've been better than Mirage by quite great lengths in drawing that first blood in this matchup. I think we've spoken enough about just how important that first pick is. Slothy dies early again. There's a reoccurring theme with Mirage. If you're going to put him on these roles, maybe do it on operators that are not desperately needed. Zombie dying that early means that there will be a long period of time with no Kiba barriers. Down goes vertical as well. He decides to swing on to Gomez. Maybe an attempt to try to keep numbers close. Diaz and Gomez both reduced to about 30 HP. Spiker blows an opportunity to keep numbers close himself, and instead now scoots his way back down to the bomb site. Half the round is burned through.
Slapping mags!
Even though they're not in equal footing, Mirage still holding onto the stairs, still holding aggressively as M80 wades their way through the first floor. Castle barricades laid about. It takes about 10 to 15 seconds for you to be able to melee it and get closer to where you want to go.
Time spinter on that one. Might cost you in the end. I like the Mirage. They're fighting every inch of this map, and I think these are peaks of desperation because they basically have to swing this, right? They don't have a lot of foothold to work with here. No rotates on side, etc. And they do find that pick eventually onto Sport. Iana off the table. That means that Gemini Clone can't scout for intel any longer. But immediately they have most things set up. They got that kitchen hatch, a bit of vertical destruction, and they got the capsule fire and smoke to enable this push, and they've got dirt tunnel control. The call goes out, the capsule fires as well, and then surely they go for execute.
Iconic! Wasn't looking for a kill, but he gets one either way. Now flashes used over towards dummies walking in, but he doesn't look down. Capcan traps are there for good measure.
5 seconds.
Fuser in the hands of Kino as now Kansan has to cross the hallway, but might as well be filled with piranhas. Way too dangerous for him to go as he wants. 1v1. Diaz and Rampy with Diffuser down. Diaz has control from above. Rampy looking through these kill holes. Lighting him up, but running out of ammo, and will now need to take the fight on the same floor. All the while, Diaz looking to play keep away. Diffuser still running. Rampy running out, knows exactly where he is. Even if he got the kill, I'm not sure if he would have gotten back inside with time left. M80 wins another round. They're up 5-2. Mirage still have their timeout by my book, so they might find this an ample time to use it.
I will say that Remy played that 1v2/1v1 beautifully. I mean, he almost got the floor bang. He read exactly as to where the Hibana was going to be playing from, but yeah, time was an issue, and of course he lost the gunfight as well. It was messy. I mean, iconic with the very high value pick right there for the barricade, but then the Legion Mine stack plus the capture chip in the store just shot him down immediately. No chance to do anything there. And this gunfight from Kansen, how he loses that is so unfortunate because it looked like it was a done deal for him. And if they had one more member alive in that round to deal with that in the 2 versus 1, I think Mirage had a great shot at winning that round. That's either both go upstairs to guarantee the trade, or one can defuse while the other disrupts that last attacker above the bomb side. Frustrating way to start things off. Mirage will gladly go back downstairs and solve those small issues. Remember, this is when they lost 2 roamers early in the round, so that was almost like a worst-case scenario of a round for them. They know they can do better, so they'll try again. But I think you're right, Parker, in terms of Slothy. He's playing operators with active gadgets. He dies early time and time again. Either change his operator around or his position. This round, he's on Thorn, so a passive gadget, right? You slap down those Razor Blooms, they'll stay alive even if he dies. You can still find value from the grave. And hopefully, for his sake, he just plays a little bit further back this time. Like on blue stairs, that's good.
Well, it really seems to be working out for Mirage over these last 3 rounds. Coming close, but ultimately close isn't what's going to get you these points. Vertical was looking for an engagement by the main door early on, and it gets droned out by M80. They spot him, and he peels off. I think that's a smart idea. First logic bomb goes. Spiker droned on stairs, and now he heads back down. He's got 2 other players with him. Falling off of that top floor, and now they'll look to give up some of that map control. You've held it for a moment. 1 minute of roaming? It's actually not terrible, especially when you don't give up any of your players. Laxing talked about this actually on the desk, about how a lot of people think that when you roam, you play for kills. It's not always the case. Sometimes you roam to kill drones, kill time, kill utility. If you can bring a player or 2 down with you, then that's excellent. But a lot of times you play knowing you're going to die. It's about how much time and how much gadgets, or how many gadgets rather, you can destroy before you go down.
Yeah. You're always playing at a fine line between, okay, do I stay now and maybe risk dying, or do I fall back, but is it a little bit too early? And this time, Mirage, I think they played that line to perfection. They burned about half the drones and a bit of utility, and about majority of the timer on this round. I mean, that's 2 minutes of the clock. They've just entered kitchen. A minute is still fine because Bach and Gomez, they're doing great work now, just destroying the floor. Diaz is there with the X-Kairos and Ibana, immediately open up that hatch, so they're pretty much good to go right now. But of course, you got 50 seconds, why not spend them? Start getting those drones down, figure out what those bombs might look like, see if you can take third control again like I kind of did in that last round. But as I mentioned, you can change one small thing. Maybe instead of a third push, one guy pushes blue, goes into Moto. Those small things can make a huge change in these rounds.
Go the flashes, and Kino will drop, takes the fight right to the Warden. Rampy somehow blows himself up. Those kinds of mistakes can cost you a matchup. Now on the cross, a bit of hesitation from the Buck. Ultimately is his undoing. Diffuser goes down, Spiker trapped inside a dirt tunnel. It's him and Kansan, with Kansan on just a lick of HP. Spiker has to fight his way out of this position. Smoked off, might actually work in his favor, but a pre-fire from Kino, it's too much. Then Diaz gets the final kill. M80 making very quick work of this matchup. They find themselves on match point.
Beautiful coordination that round as well. The smoke goes out, flashbang through the ceiling. Diaz just drops and wins the gunfight against Warden, who had the smart glasses on, could not get blinded or smoked off in that position, and it's so crucial. And then they did change it around, right? Instead of pushing dirt, they were pushing Moto door and long hallway. So even though Buck messed up the gunfight with a bit of hesitation with that shotgun swap, trade is still there for Moto door. So again, M80 to show that they can attack that base and bomb side, and they can do it in 1 way, 2 way, maybe even a 3rd or a 4th. And those, like, being able to adapt in that way is just going to separate you from being like a decent or a good clubhouse team to a phenomenal one, because you're often going to be attacking the same bombs as with high frequency of this map, because not very many teams play bars still these days. So you're going to see basement, gym, and CC quite often, and it just kind of goes on rotation. You see here, Gomez swaps off the shotgun the same second the Thorn swings. Very unfortunate timing, but the post plant is there, the crossfire is established. M80 made that round look so easy, and they set all of that up with less than 20 seconds from when they entered kitchen. Beautiful.
Terrific stuff. M80 looking as dominant as we've seen before. It was only a couple rounds ago that we were actually talking about how competitive this matchup looked and how these teams were playing on relatively even footing, and boy, how wrong we were. I speculated that maybe it was an attacker-sided clubhouse, and we just saw M80 succeeding on the quote-unquote bad side. I'm not sure if that logic holds up, because M80 ended up prevailing 4-2 when they were on defense, but they are a perfect 2-0 on attack. Mirage did opt to go to church twice. They're not going to go for a third chance. Instead, they're going to opt for that gym bedroom defense upstairs. We talked about this before. This is usually the bomb site that you lose. Things have obviously changed. CCTV fell out of favor. It was a bomb site where often the defenders would lose. As you talked about just previously, that bar and stage became quite popular among teams. Mirage still plays another match today, so they have opportunities to pick up more points, but right now it's a major uphill battle for them to pick up a single point here. Spiker runs out and is immediately shut down. He barely does a point of damage to Kino. That's not the start that you want, but I mean, at this point in time in the match, I think that's pretty much all Mirage has going for them. They're being outstratted and outgunned, so why not go for these cheeky strats and hope for the best?
I mean, that was such a good read from M80. I mean, I don't think Sploit was running around and flicked him. They looked very ready for that because he died immediately. And if Spiker gets the kill into Blitz and then survives, that would be a massive play from Spike, but instead he looks like a fool now. Mirage are forced into a 4 versus 5 against the Blitz, no less. Reloading. That just means that once the bomb site walls gets opened up, the windows, that pressure from the bomb site, Kino can say, guys, I want to push office, drop with me, make a play. Because the Blitz allows you that thing that is so difficult to actually get in that first door, to get the foot inside the bomb site. Blitz can always guarantee that. So it's just a matter of when and where they will push. A bandit trick, though, doesn't hit the right wall.
And there's another death. This time, the Nitro Cell by Rampy tossed out, flailing in the wind as it's Diaz credited with the kill. M80 looking so formidable, wanting to put this one away and honestly not giving Mirage a single opportunity to breathe in this match. You've lost the main breach now from Jacuzzi. You've also lost the wall. What on earth just happened there? How is there a team kill? That is unideal. Advantage still in favor of M80 though, with 1 minute to go. A little bit farther back from the bomb site. Lays vertical inside of construction. Now Kansan will watch that breach as there's a drop from Gomez. Good enough to take him down. A very experienced player. Vertical dig deep. Stop Gomez and Kino. If we want to just merge them together. We're doing some serious work here. Ooh. Vertical just getting away with his life intact, but guess what's coming at you? It's the Blitz. Flash is going out. Kino attempting to get the diffuser down, but you know what? Why don't you just play with your food a little bit more? That seems to be the game plan from M80, but they're gonna feed it to Vertical. Kino will need to clutch out. Vert running away, but Kino seals the deal. M80 picking up all 3 points. 7-2 the scoreline as they topple Mirage.
Beautiful stuff there. A bit of a wonky route finishing off with that team kill and then the kill from main stairs. It looks like a collateral, but it wasn't. M80, definitely one of the strongest teams in North America right now.
Oh, absolutely. And they vault over wildcard as well.